like to thank everybody for coming out, and I'd like to thank him for making it extremely hard to follow behind that statement. People, we are under invasion. It's extremely and overtly apparent. I've talked to several parents who's contacted me with stories like you just wouldn't believe. On average, 12 times a month, these school events happen. I have a gentleman who's given me constant flow of information, and yes, it's on average during the school season, 12 times a month. A kid talks about bringing a squirt gun to school in New York. His father loses all of his firearms, and his house is raided. A kid brings cupcakes to school with the imagery of soldiers on it, the little green soldiers we all played with growing up.
Which by Marcum. Amen.
Exactly. A kid draws a picture of his father who's deployed overseas. Just because he has a rifle in his hand, because that's the tool of the trade, he is suspended. The Pop-Tart incident in Maryland, suspended. There's so many of them. And the worst one I've heard so far, a hearing impaired kid by the name of Hunter is asked to have his name changed because in Universal Sign Language, you make this motion for his name. Now you hear about these stories in a lot more northern states and everything, and it's always a shame and it's always a shock. But to happen here in Logan, West Virginia, where we are what is inherently known as a gun culture, it happens. And there's only one reason that it happens, because it is a systematic invasion. Trust me, this is going on. In the Middle East and some of these radicalized Islamic nations, if there's a battle, one of the first concessions that the extremists ask for is they want control of the school system. It's called social engineering. It's called instilling a mindset and forcing a mindset on a youth. And so as they grow up, it becomes their ideology. You have what I like to refer to as an infestation of activist educators who are not concerned with curriculum, who are not concerned with test scores, which we're lagging behind the rest of the nation on. No, they're more intended on pushing their views on these kids. Now there's something, anybody know what parental sovereignty is? That is the values you put into your kids, the values you want them to grow up with. That what you say should take precedence over anything else that is at school. Of course, as long as it doesn't, violate anything at school. But that's under attack. You have to talk to your kids. You have to talk to them. You have to find out, what's your teacher? What kind of conversations beyond school subject do they talk about? The telltale signs are there. This sort of social engineering started back in the late 60s at the institutions of higher learning. And it's still going on. It's trickling its way down. Be active with your kids. Talk to your kids. See what's going on. But make no mistake about it, we are under invasion. What people need to forget is elected officials or elected persons, they work for us. Amen. You have to remind them of that they are public servants.
That's right.
We are not here to provide them with station in life. They are to provide us.
That's right.
Amen.
And if not, fire them. Please let it be heard. Make no mistake about it again, I will throw this fact back at you. Watch, be observant, listen to your kids. We are under invasion. Be ever vigilant and be vocal and let the school board know, no, we do not want that. We don't want you social engineering our kids. We don't want you to take our values away from our kids and put in your own. For God's sakes, just teach the curriculum. That's all. Thank you, everybody.